Evening magazine featuring The Blind Helping the Blind. The following footage was taken on August 12, 2004 at the going away party for Robert J. Ott. The filming was done by King 5 News, Evening Magazine, an official NBC station. Located in the Western Regional Center for the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration headquarters in Northeast Seattle, the building was number 2 and titled The Modern Day Cafe, which provided the entire complex with food services for the past 10 years. During that time, owner-operator Robert J. Ott was a well-known licensed entrepreneur who not only successfully fulfilled the contractual agreements, but also donated his time and energy into the community by teaching, training, and motivational speaking through sharing his story. On October 6, 1990, Robert became an innocent victim of a violent crime that left him blind and almost took away his life. Through time and by starting a new, fresh life in the Great Northwest, he began to find healing in sharing his story with others. On February 28th of that year, Robert came home to a breaking story on the news of a young girl who was climbing the ladder to success and for no reason became an innocent victim of a violent tragedy that took away her spirit, her character, and her eyesight. It was a story that burned into the mind of Robert for the weeks and months to come. Later that year in the spring, Robert received a call from a counselor for the Washington State Department Services for the Blind. They asked if he could possibly donate his time and speak with a young lady who recently had her life drastically change. Needless to say, it was the same young lady that Robert learned about some months prior. After meeting with the young lady, Maria Federici, and her mother, Robin Abel, the need to make a difference became simple. Robert invited Maria and Robin to the going-away party as special guests. With this, Robert had 3 goals of goodness that would come from his invitation. The first was sharing with the crowd of over 200 people the realization of how important each moment in life is for all. The second was to share and pass on strength, courage, and indomitable spirit to Maria. The last was to donate an entire new computer system, talking software for the blind, classes, and training time required for its use. On August 12, 2004, Robert J. Ott did just that. After appearing earlier that day on the front page of the Seattle PI, Robert spoke to a crowd of over 200 people. In attendance was his wife and 2-year-old daughter, and special guest Maria Federici, who was there to witness that even the blind can help make a difference in the world. The computer, software, and training time was donated to her from Robert and 5 other blind licensed entrepreneurs throughout the country.
So you excited?
Thank you.
Huh? It will.
When things start changing. Crazy. You know, when he's no longer home at night, you know. Well, eventually, but it'll be hard. I won't see him during the week, so.
Because
I know, my house is
those guys are kind of dirty.
But you can say hi to the camera.
This afternoon, I really appreciate you all coming, and got quiet. You got that quick. That's like better than anybody you could stand in front of and start talking and get there quiet. I just wanted to first let you know, I know I'm going to be leaving, and I'm going to miss this place very much, but I've got some really good news I need to share with you. I just recently switched to Geico. 15 minutes or less, 15% or more. There's a lot that can happen with a cane, people. So anyway, thanks for all coming. Comes up with a lot of different turns and moves and ups and downs and all those good things. It really does, and it is quite a journey. In the time that I have been out here, I found that running a restaurant is not much different than what I used to do. What I used to do, I used to be jack of all trades, meaning I stunk at everything. I was only good at one, and that was I owned a martial arts school and I taught martial arts. Martial arts school and a restaurant. No correlation, but there is one, and that is working with people. I began to realize that it's the same thing, being able to work with people is the key, and it's so important. There, and I do something like that, it comes back to being me as medicine for me, giving me the ability to move forward and go stronger. And I was the selected blind vendor to do this, and I don't think it's because I know how to cook. We all know that. You know, some of the blind vendors, you get them back there, they're amazing. They cook them, moving food around, amazing. People oversee and manage a facility, and that was my strength, and that sold the interview panel. And so I was the one who was selected to be the owner-operator of the business that will run the full food service contract for Fort Lewis. You know, I've been blind for 14 years this October, and every day I wake up and I open my eyes and I wonder sometimes, am I going to open them one day and my eyes are going to work and I'm going to see again? But they don't, and I get up and I move forward in life. And as a lot of you know, I am a very visual person in the things I do, and I'm very visual in how I think in my mind. That I've been here and working with the blind at my restaurant. Many of you may have thought about this or seen this, but a big majority of these individuals that I have worked with were not just legally blind. A big majority of these individuals I worked with were individuals who had a traumatic injury or something terrible happen to them where they went from 20/20 to complete blindness like that. And that is something that a lot of the counselors and people in the state program directed to me because we can relate to things and work together. And throughout the years, yes, I've developed a good reputation in being able to do that. I've taken what I've been through and I've turned into a positive thing to help many others. But there isn't a day that doesn't TV and the news and just a very alarming, touching, difficult story was on the news, and it was very touching. She was lucky to even be alive, and a piece of furniture had come off the back of a U-Haul pickup truck in front of her, went through the. It brought me back. The tape rewound so fast, it hit me so hard. I almost had to grab onto myself because of the anxiety that rushed through my body, and remembering how it was. You come to and you're in the hospital and you're not sure what you're on or where you're at. You don't even realize you're blind at first when you have that massive head injury. And every time I come home from work, each day there'll be something on the news about that story. Would email me stories about this young girl and what's going on in the journey. I just shook my head. I felt for it. And I felt inside I've got to do something. Gotcha. So, needless to say, Mike O'Neill said, Robert, could you call and talk to the family? They could use a friend and someone to talk to. I said, I'd be honored to. Well, needless to say, we did the phone call, and next thing you know, I went to go visit their house, and I spent the day at the house with the beautiful mother and daughter, and we had a lot of time to talk about things in life and everything, and I really wanted to do something. And my original plans of what I really wanted to do, you know, I think of all these big things, but I realized, I got too much going on. I got to figure out something to do here, and I want to make a difference. And I decided two things I wanted to do. The first thing is I invited this beautiful person to come and attend as a special guest my self-defense seminar that I recently did for the Washington State Department of Services for the blind employees. I did a seminar for the staff, the employees, and the state had paid me to go in there and make it happen, and I introduced her as a special guest, and I presented an award to her. It's called the Flowering Warrior Award, and it symbolizes the 9 virtues of a flowering warrior: humanity, justice, courtesy, wisdom, trust. I gotta say it in Korean, I gotta say it in English here. In, oy, ye, ji, sin, sun. Virtue, loyalty, courage, and the last one is youth. And those 9 virtues are something I live by every day. And I really felt inside she was a flowering warrior, and she's going to turn the page and move forward in life. And so I presented that plaque to her. So I'm about to introduce to you this flowering warrior. But I want to let you know what I decided to do on my second round. I had called up my partnership company, the owner of my partnership company, Ricardo Cantu, on a Sunday evening. And him and I chit-chatted, talking about the success of how far we came in Fort Lewis and how we've successfully, looks like we got through it and looks like we're going to move forward. And we were very pleased. We had a very good conversation. You want me to go away? I'll show you something. Go away is her new thing. So anyway, don't worry, I'll be out of here soon. Go away. And me and Ricardo Cantu were talking, and I shared with him this story. And Ricardo said, let me get back to you. And sure enough, on Thursday of that week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of that week. Now you understand, we all work with the government. Nothing happens in 4 days with the government. So I'm so used to that by now. Needless to say, in 4 days I get this FedEx thing. I open it up, and in there was 5 checks. 5 checks. These 5 checks were Cantu Services and 4 other blind vendors who were in military sites. Mr. Stevens, could you tell those 4 other blind vendors their name, what military site they're in? Yeah. Look. The one in El Paso.
I don't know the gentleman's name.
Harvey.
Harvey.
That's it.
In El Paso, Texas. Now I'm happy to say Robert Ott, Cantu Service.
Boom. Got out my credit card, deposited the checks I got on that phone. I got the good stuff. You know me, I figured don't go halfway if you're going to do it. Wheeling and dealing. And so we ordered her some really beautiful stuff. We want to present this for her. But first, let me introduce to you Robin, her beautiful mother, and let me introduce to you Maria Federici. Come on up here. How you doing, my dear?
I'm good.
You doing all right?
I believe so.
I think you're doing great. You betcha. You betcha. You betcha. Maria, you graduate UW with your bachelor's degree, and what did you major in?
Speech communication. Yeah.
I think it's a matter of time for her. You're going to be hearing her mouth out there, making it happen and making a difference and sharing her strengths to many other people. It's come a long way, and Maria's doing wonderful, and I'm very proud of her. And Maria is certainly a flowering warrior. She's certainly a flowering warrior. Maria, I'd like to present to you a little cart. Steve, could you bring that cart out here? Cart out here. Yeah. All right. Here we go now. Okay. Put your hands in. I want you to feel here. All right. The first thing is, let's start off with this here. This here, put your hands over this way here. This here is a plastic. We're going to pull this sheath off. Okay. I'm just going to drop that on the floor. And I am going to show you your new bag here. And inside this bag, Maria, is a brand new, top-of-the-line Dell laptop. And along with this laptop is, let's see here. Of course, I'm in the wrong box here. Well, this here. Here you go. Feel your hand in there. Feel that laptop? Brand new. In there. Top of the line. And along with that here, in this little pouch here, is my customers a lot of times will see me talking up a storm on this little note taker. So I figured, you know, if I've got one, you've got to get one too. And so I got you one of those beautiful little parrots. And here is your parrot. If I can open up. You got so many zippers in this thing. I'm the one that zipped this too. That's the saddest part here. You ever hear that saying, blind leading the blind? That's just a story. That's a story. You and I ain't going to do that. Here you go. This is that little parrot software here. It's got a cassette with and everything to teach you how to work it. Every note you can remember when I was over your house and I had you talking it?
Yeah.
Well, this is yours now. You've got one here. And there's all kinds of software and wires and little stuff in here because I made Dell spit out everything they could. And let me show you some more goodies here. I'm just getting excited with all this here. Here we go. We got this here. This is this. I forget what that is. But anyway, this here is the software called JAWS. This is a $1,000 piece of software that talks up a storm. And my wife even writes me love letters on it sometimes. Hey, it's the year 2004. It's better than, what are you going to do? I mean, it's just how we talk back and forth. It's the best communication you're going to have in the world. So much freedom and independence. So you can go back to college, get your master's degree, and you can move forward in life. Along with that is another keyboard on here. Along with that is, what do you call those things you hook the laptop up to? A station, docking station. You got a docking station on here. You got another keyboard. And down here, my dear, in this big, huge box down here, you've got, feel your hand down here. You've got a huge printer, scanner, fax machine down there. Copy machine, everything. And on top of that down here is these beautiful speakers. You can hook it up to Dolby Sound and pump out some tunes.
Oh, cool.
You can do the whole thing. That way you can hear your beautiful voice in there. And you better email me first when you get all this together.
Sure.
Now, I want to tell you also, there's another thing in here too, okay, that I don't want to get out of here. There's my little one over there. Did you meet her yet? She's a real piece of work. I want to show you one more thing we got in here.
Sure.
This here is the gift certificate from the Modern Day Cafe. Hold up the hands there, feel that there. And we can put it back in here. This is for $355.33. Don't ask me why we got that number. Of money towards computer classes with Al Yarley. You betcha. He's one of the best instructors. And I've worked under him quite a bit. You know why he's so good? Because he's not here now. He's at another blind person's house teaching them how to do it. He's a hard-working, great man. And so I'm just going to slide this back in here, my dear, and zip this shut here. In any case, Maria, there's probably more things here. I'm not even remembering what the hell we got here. But we got all kinds of goodies. And I want to let you know this is from my partnership company, my fellow vendors across the country who are military sites, and myself. And we just want to say we hope this tool can bring you to moving forward in your life and turning the page and going forward. I hope you enjoy it, my dear. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You betcha. You betcha. All right. Why don't you hop on the car and I'll push you around this thing. I got Geico Insurance.
Oh, sure.
Thanks, everybody, for coming today. I really appreciate it. And we got some cake up here, some drink. Enjoy yourself. We're going to be here for a little while, chit-chatting. Oh, by the way, floating around here, I'll tell you something.
Thank you.
You bet, my dear. You betcha. You betcha. It's all yours. I think we can fit this all in your car.
The blind leading the blind, just trying to hug you.
Oh, I know. I hear you. We keep bumping each other. We're going to need insurance just to walk. We're going to need insurance just to walk. Yeah, exactly. There you go. There you go.
Maria, what do you think about this stuff?
Oh, it's great. I'm very excited.
What do you think this will be able to help you do?
Oh, wow. Well, clearly school, but yeah, and just regular stuff that other people do too. I'm excited.
Communicate with your friends.
Oh, definitely. Communicate with friends, school research. Unfortunately, what I like to do beforehand too, a little online shopping. Yeah. It'll be fun. I'm excited. I'm really excited.
Pretty cool to have Robert come into your life like this, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And the scanner is great because it'll read your textbooks to us.
That's nice. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. That is really nice.
Go back to school.
What are your thoughts about Robert helping you like this?
Oh, it's amazing, and it's also so relaxing for me.
Right.
It eases my mind. It does. So it's really nice.
That's what I meant to say. I saw the movie. With what's
Happy day?
I'd say yes.
Very happy day, huh? You can get home and get online.
Yeah,
Go back to school.
sure. Yeah.
And there's still tickets.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's something else.
Thank you.
He says, I'm on a black suit.
This evening magazine story was aired on October of 2004 and shared with all walks of life. Since that time of goodness, Robert has kept in touch with Maria and Robin, and even to this day has maintained a wonderful relationship. On September 1st, 2004, Robert opened the door to his new office located in Building 9500 of Joint Base Lewis McChord, going from 4 employees, not including himself, to 833, with the responsibility of feeding the 3rd largest U.S. Army site in the country.